Hello friends, welcome to Plants, Crochet, Cooking and more. Today I have a very special knitting pattern for the beginners and it is very easy. So this pattern requires stitches in the multiple of 2. So I have taken 18 stitches plus 2 stitches extra for stitching. So beginning the first row. Now the edge stitch I do a knit. After that, the very first row I am going to knit all across till the very last stitch. So this is our first row, which is just going to be knit. So here I am at the end of the row and the last final stitch, that is the edge stitch, is also going to be a knit. So our first row comes to an end. Now moving on to the second row, the first edge stitch we can just slip it out, or if you wish to you can knit a purl. After that I am going to knit all across. This is our second row. I am going to knit all across till the second last stitch. So here the second row is about to get over, and the last stitch, which is the edge stitch, I am going to do a purl. Moving on to the third row, the first edge stitch I do a knit, or we can just slip it out. After that I am going to do knit 1, purl 1, again knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1. That is the sequence I need to follow for the third row. So here I am close to the end of the third row and doing the last purl, and the last edge stitch is going to be a knit. So our third row comes to an end. Now let's move on to the fourth row. The edge stitch is slipped out, or we can just do a purl. After that, yarn backwards. I'm going to do a knit, yarn forward, a purl, yarn backwards, a knit, yarn forward, a purl. That is the sequence that we need to follow for the fourth row. Now it is a very easy pattern for the beginners to try. It is very simple and easy to remember. And here I am working 1 knit and 1 purl, 1 knit and 1 purl. That is the sequence to be followed. That's the knit and that's the purl. Now the edge stitch I just to do a purl. So this row comes to an end. So this is how our pattern looks. Now the first stitch is slipped out, or we can do a knit. After that I am going to knit all across. I am starting with the second set of pattern, as 4 rows make a pattern. One set of pattern is done. Now I am starting off with the second set of pattern. So the first row We just have to knit all across. The edge stitch is also a knit. Now moving on to the second row, I slip the stitch off, or we can just do a purl. After that, yarn backwards. Then I am going to knit all across. This is the second row of the pattern. We need to knit all across. So here I am. At the end of the row, the edge stitch is going to be a purl. So this row comes to an end. Moving on to the new row. Now the edge stitch, we do a knit. After that, I am going to do a knit and then yarn forward, a purl. Yarn backwards, a knit, yarn forward, a purl. That is the sequence for this row. See, as I told you, this pattern is very easy to remember. We are doing a purl and a knit, a purl, and the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So this row comes to an end. Let's move on to the new row. The edge stitch, I do a purl. Now I am just going to do what the stitch demands. That is, if there is a V, then we are going to do a knit. If there is a curly stitch, we are going to do a purl. Yarn forward, a purl, yarn backwards, a knit. Knit we are doing where there is a V stitch, and if there is a curly stitch, we are going to do a purl. So that is the sequence we are going to follow in this particular row. Now we'll keep working till the end of the row. I'm doing a purl and a knit. Yarn forward, a purl. So here the last stitch, that is edge stitch, I did a purl. Now let's move on to the new row. Doing a knit for the edge stitch, and after that I am going to knit all across. So here I have reached the end of the row, and the final edge stitch is also going to be a knit. Now moving on to the next row, the edge stitch is a purl. After that I am going to knit all across till the second last stitch. Now the freshers who are into knitting, you must try this stitch. Now here I have reached the end of the row, and the edge stitch is going to be a purl. So that's how a pattern looks. Starting off again with a knit for the edge stitch, followed by a knit. Here the pattern is starting one knit, one purl, again a purl and a knit, again a purl and a knit, again a purl and a knit. That is to be done till the very last, second last stitch. So here the second last stitch I have reached, and the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So this completes this very row. Moving on to the next row, the edge stitch is a purl. Now I am going to work according to the stitches. That is, if there is a V stitch, I am going to do a knit. If there is a curly stitch, I am going to do a purl. Or in this row, we can say that we are going to do one knit and one purl. Yarn backwards, a knit, yarn forward, a purl, till the second last stitch. So here I have reached the end. The second last stitch is a purl and the edge stitch is also going to be a purl. So this is how a pattern looks. It is very easy and equally beautiful. Now here, starting off the new row with a knit followed by knit all across. This is how our pattern looks. The texture of the pattern is nice and gritty. Now this particular pattern is very appropriate for cardigan, sweaters, baby cardigans, hats, mufflers, anything. It is a very versatile pattern which can be applied into any project. So friends, as I have told earlier, this is the pattern for the beginners who are into knitting. I have shown the process again and again. I hope you all have found it useful, and as I always say, do not forget to share, subscribe and comment. Do hit the like button if you have found it useful. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for more of interesting videos in future. So till then, it is bye-bye from plants, crochet, cooking and more. Bye.